Hi, family. You're welcome to today's episode. Okay, camera cut. Let's take that again. Okay. Hi, family. You're welcome to today's episode, guys. In case you're here for the first time, I'm Favor Napoleon. Guys, family, you're welcome. So, on today's video, we're going to be talking about few things that you have to encourage in your life. If not, or else, you might later be regretting them. You might later be regretting that. Oh, why didn't I know this? But I'm happy that you're watching this video now, because sure, you're going to learn, and I hope you put it into work or into use or into practice, guys. So there are things that we find easy, guys. Sorry about that. Whew. There are things that we find easy to do. There are things that you just find easy as a person that it might not necessarily be easy for someone else. There are some people that don't. There are people that don't take their baths for 3 days, 4 days, but others can't even stay without they don't take their bath. It's easy for them. Others can even stay 3 weeks. 3 weeks might be too much. Maybe 3 days. I used to have a friend who he doesn't take his bath for like 3-4 days. Cousin, actually, he doesn't find it necessary. He's a guy. Then after like 3 days, he'll take his bath. He just combine colors that doesn't really, they don't really work together. He can wear green and red together. It's just his way of life, and others can't just do without not combining the real colors, make them be in place. There are things that will find easy to do. And when you find good things, good attitude, character, it might even be your career. When you find these things easy to do, don't take them for granted. You have to encourage it in your life. Someone might say, let me give an instance. Maybe probably you want to do a business, and probably you start doing the business and the business is not going well, and you start hearing people saying this, that, about your business. They start saying some certain things about your business, and you are not really okay, with it. You start listening to those people, instead of that, oh God, let me just take these instances one after the other, because a lot of things are just coming into my head right now. Okay, let's go with the business first and finalize that. And you start hearing voices, people saying one or two things. Because of that, you quit. It might even be in your career. Maybe probably you're a singer and you're making music, you're making those things, and it's not really going out there. People are not recognizing you. People are not really listening to your song. Not because your lyrics are not good, but it's not just working, the way you want it, how fast you really want it, Sorry about that. How fast you really want it to go. It might also be a YouTube channel you want to do, or maybe probably you started and you're not getting those views as you want. You're not getting those things, just the way you want them, and people start talking, or maybe probably nobody is talking. You decide to give up. Okay, then another instances I want to trip in so that I don't forget, because it's not in my notes. So people are always afraid to fail. The fear of failure makes people just quit. The fear of failure makes people not to, forge ahead. Don't make them to strive. It don't make them to push more. Why? Because they don't want to fail. But there's nothing wrong with failing, because in failing, in making those mistakes, you learn, you pick up yourself and learn. I always tell people experience is not the best teacher in most cases. Experience, because there are some people through experience they lose their life, but you can also learn from other people's mistake and perfect yours. You can also learn from other people's mistake, and guide your step. But on a nutshell, now back to the topic, because I just gave those other instances. You have to encourage good attitude in your life. There are things that you find so easy to do. There are things that come easy to you. Encourage them. If you want to start a business and it doesn't take you anything to just start a business, you just started, encourage it. Encourage yourself. Applaud yourself while you are at it, even when you are not seeing the kind of results that you really admire to see, even when you're not seeing the kind of result that you really want to see. Inspire it in your life. Encourage it in your life. Nurture it. Celebrate it in your life. Why? Because if you don't encourage those, there are people that they just wake up in the morning, they pray. For others, It's nothing to them. And you might be around such people that they don't pray, because you find out that, oh, these people, they don't pray when they woke up in the morning. They don't pray, or probably they don't brush their, someone like me, if I don't brush my teeth, I can't sleep. It's just an habit. I can't sleep. I have to brush my teeth before I sleep. You know, I wish I started that when I was young. I started it about 10 years ago. You know, I wish I started it younger. You know, I wouldn't have even had teeth issue. So I can't sleep without I don't brush my teeth. So if I have that kind of habit I'm already used to, and it's a good one, I cannot say, oh, because people around me don't do same, people around me, I'll start, you know, I'll start doing it the way others do it. No, because it's a good attribute, it's a good attitude, it's a good habit. You encourage it. You know, these are things that you encourage in your life. You might have the zeal. I'm looking for, there's a word I want to use now, but it's not coming. You know, you might just have the zeal. You might just have this inspiration. Yes, that's it. You might have an inspiration to do something, and that thing is good. Encourage it in your life, because by the time you kill that inspiration, you know, by the time you don't fuel it, by the time you don't give energy to that aspiration of yours, and in 20 years time, you might just look back and say, oh, I wish I did, and you start regretting. Some people are singing song and nobody is listening, it's not going viral, and they decide to give up. In 20 years then, they see people who are not even singing as good as they have gone viral. They'll start regretting. No, what you should do in such circumstances, learn in the process. You might make mistake, you might make blunder, pick up yourself and learn in the process. You know, put more energy on finding yourself, on building yourself, on enhancing yourself, you know, because encourage these things in your life. There are certain things, there are certain attributes, you know, there are people who don't even know how to say hello to people. There are people who don't know how to celebrate others. They don't know how to celebrate themselves. They don't even know what courtesy is all about. They don't know how to say thank you. They don't know how to say hello to someone. And these are the things you find easy to do. These are the things that doesn't even take you a lot. That doesn't even take you nothing. You don't even notice them. You just do it without any notice. When somebody is doing something for you, you just say thank you. Someone may just open the door for you, just say thank you. These are good habits. You encourage them in your life. These are little things. You know, most times when my children does things for me, I tell them thank you. I don't even need to think it. I just train myself to that extent why these things just comes out naturally from within me. Why? Because it is constant practice. You know, they just come. There are people that don't laugh, they don't smile, they are not always excited about life, they are not always even excited about themselves. And these are things that for you, it's just a natural thing to be happy. It's just a natural thing for you to smile. Encourage those things in your life. Don't start saying, oh, because this person, when I say hello to this person is not doing the same. Because of that, you start changing because of the other people's perspective. No, you have to encourage, you know, encourage these things that you see as minor, those things that you see are things that are not really big, you know, so to say. You have to encourage them in your life. There are people that don't know how to use the word ma or sa, but to you it comes naturally. You encourage it in your life. And there are others, there are so many instances I couldn't give because they are not coming to my head right now. So there are other things that I didn't say in this video that you find easy to do. Just do. And someone might be watching this video and there are also some habits that you haven't really worked on. You really like them, you admire them, but they are good habits, they are good attitude, they are good virtue, and you don't really have them. You don't really do them. You can start by practicing them. You can start by smiling even when nobody's smiling at you. It might sound crazy, but you are just practicing it. You're practicing it. I've seen a lot of people that I have friends. I still have them as friends today that don't smile. They don't smile. Sometimes when I'm with them, I have to force them to smile. And then when they want to smile, they say, see me, I'm already laughing. They just smile like that, you know. But a conscious effort, being intentional about what you really desire, what you really want to see. A constant practice and consciousness, you know, before you know it, all those things will start putting in place. And if you have started a business or you've started something, a career or a school, and you left it, please, as if what, that's the more reason why you're watching this video, pick it back again and get in track. Because if you don't do it now, in 20 years time, in 15 years time, you might look back, guys, and you start feeling, oh, had I known, I wish I knew I would have done this 20 years ago. But guys, it's not too late. Guys, I'm just going to quickly give you guys an instant in case you are not following me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. I'm Favor Napoleon also on Instagram. You know, there was what I started on Instagram, it was declaration. You know, I knew the power of declaration, and I know what it is to always make affirmation and declaration, and I know the miracle it does. You know, I didn't want to start. I just had this dream of starting it until one day, you know, I remembered what I'll share with you now, that I don't want to look back in 20 years time and say, oh, I don't know, I wish I knew I would have started this declaration. But by then it might be too late. I might start thinking of the future when I will be 40, and the people I would have reached out to and encouraged and imparted their life, you know, I must have missed it 40 years ago. So I had to start it anyhow. So guys, if you are not following me on Instagram, please be on the Instagram page. I post back to back on Instagram regularly. So guys, that brings me to the end of today's video. Yeah, that brings me to the end of the video. I hope you learned something. I hope you gained one or two things from this video. So guys, thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next one.